Gold for a soul. The city of Corinth was home to Damian Blackwell, a billionaire whose wealth knew no limits. He owned fleets of ships, sprawling estates, and enough gold to buy whatever he desired. Yet, despite his riches, a gnawing emptiness haunted him. One evening, as he sat alone in his grand mansion, gazing at a fire crackling in the marble hearth, a whisper echoed through the air. Wealth beyond measure, but at what cost? Damian turned, startled. The room was empty, yet a chill crept along his spine. He shook his head, blaming exhaustion, and poured himself a glass of the finest wine. But the whisper returned, this time closer. Would you trade your soul for eternal riches? A shadow flickered against the firelight, and from it emerged a man dressed in black, his face hidden beneath the hood of a long cloak. His presence seemed to drain the warmth from the room. Damian, though unnerved, was not a man easily rattled. "Who are you?" he demanded. The hooded figure stepped forward, his voice smooth as silk. "A friend to the ambitious. I can grant you wealth that will never fade, riches that will multiply beyond imagination." Damian laughed, swirling his wine. "I already have more money than I could ever spend." The stranger's lips curled into a knowing smile. "But it will run out. Empires fall, fortunes dwindle. I offer you something greater. Wealth that will never diminish, power that will never fade. All I ask in return is your soul." Damian scoffed. "A soul? What good is that to me? If I have wealth, I can buy anything I need." The man extended his hand, and a scroll materialized from the air, bound in black leather and sealed with crimson wax. "Sign," the stranger whispered, "and your fortune will be eternal." Damian hesitated only for a moment. What was a soul, anyway? He had spent his life in pursuit of wealth, sacrificing love, friendships, and even his own morality. This was no different. With a smirk, he took the quill and signed his name. The moment the ink dried, a violent gust of wind swept through the room. The candles flickered wildly, shadows danced against the walls, and the air thickened with the scent of burning paper. The stranger chuckled, his form beginning to fade. "Enjoy your wealth, Mr. Blackwell. You will find that it comes at a price." And then he was gone. The curse begins. At first, Damian felt nothing but exhilaration. His businesses flourished beyond expectation. Gold filled his vaults, and even lost investments miraculously turned profitable. His mansion expanded overnight, as if unseen hands were working to increase his wealth. Every time he spent money, it returned tenfold. He was invincible. But then, the whispers began. At first, they were faint, just murmurs in the wind, barely noticeable. But with each passing night, they grew louder. You traded your soul. You are alone. Gold cannot buy what is lost. He ignored them, drowning his nights in lavish parties, fine wine, and extravagant pleasures. Yet, despite the grandeur surrounding him, he noticed something unsettling. No one would meet his gaze. His servants averted their eyes. His business partners avoided shaking his hand. Even the women who once clung to him now found excuses to leave early, their eyes clouded with unease. One evening, as Damian wandered the halls of his mansion, he called out for his butler. Silence. He strode into the grand dining hall. The table was set with a magnificent feast: roast duck, honeyed fruits, wine flowing from golden goblets. But no one was there to serve it. His staff had vanished. The entire mansion was empty. "Where is everyone?" he shouted, his voice echoing through the hollow halls. No answer came, only the whispers, now deafening. Gold for a soul, but a soul cannot be replaced. A chill gripped him as he realized the truth. He was alone, trapped in eternal wealth. Days turned to weeks. Damian roamed the city, desperate for companionship, for any form of connection. But no one acknowledged him. He entered his office to find it abandoned. His employees were gone. His calls went unanswered. He stood in a crowded marketplace, waving frantically, shouting for help. But people walked through him as if he were a ghost. Panic set in. He returned home and gazed at his reflection in a gilded mirror. His face was pale, his eyes sunken, his form slightly blurred, as though he were fading from existence. The whispers taunted him now, a chorus of voices hissing in his ears. You are forgotten. Your wealth is eternal, but so is your solitude. Desperate, Damian raced to his vault, throwing open the massive golden doors. His fortune gleamed before him, mountains of gold coins, stacks of bills, priceless jewels. He grabbed fistfuls of gold and threw them at the empty air. What good is this if I have no one to share it with? He screamed. The gold clattered to the floor, the sound echoing like laughter through the empty chamber. His breath came in ragged gasps. He knew now what he had truly bought. Not wealth, not power, a prison, a final bargain. Desperation drove him to search for the stranger who had cursed him. He scoured the city, whispering his name into the shadows, begging for another deal, another chance. One stormy night, he returned to his mansion to find the hooded figure waiting by the fire, the same eerie smile on his lips. Come to bargain, Mr. Blackwell? Damian fell to his knees. Please, take it all back. The gold, the power. I don't want it. I just want to be free. The stranger's eyes gleamed. Ah, but a deal is a deal. Damian clutched his chest. I'll give you everything. Just return my soul. The figure chuckled. But your soul is no longer yours to trade. He leaned forward, his voice a whisper of malice. And eternity is a very long time. With that, the stranger vanished, leaving Damian alone in the silent mansion, surrounded by riches that would never fade. The price of greed. Years passed, then decades. The world changed, but Damian remained, cursed to wander his empty halls, unseen and forgotten. His wealth remained untouched, his fortune ever growing, a monument to a man who had everything, yet nothing at all. And so, in a grand mansion filled with gold, a billionaire sat alone, staring into the fire, listening to the whispers of regret that would haunt him for all eternity. For what good is wealth if it costs you your soul?